Well, welcome everyone. Our topic today is a common sense approach to schizophrenia. All right. Now, um, you must understand, first of all, that I am not a doctor. Okay, I don't. My academic degree is in engineering from Stanford, so I have a whole different way of looking at the medical profession. However, I have sat in this chair for since 1995, and I have seen countless cases where another approach, our approach, has been quite successful in taking care of all kinds of issues. Now, let's take a look at schizophrenia for the moment. Now, I do want to emphasize that this is the kind of thing, this type of issue is so severe for some people, for many people, that a layman really shouldn't approach this. My comments here are really for general interest, but for those who are qualified to handle and deal with a person with schizophrenia. But there's a lot of things in here that are going to be useful for a lot of different ailments because the same concept is there, and that is schizophrenia and just about anything else you can name. You know, the thousands of physical ailments we have, the diseases and so on, and the phobias and the anxieties and so on. They all have a cause. And that's what's important. What is the cause? And with schizophrenia, what is the cause? Now, let's digress just for a moment. I want to show you something. I spent some time looking up causes of things on big websites, medical websites like WebMD. And I will look up a certain ailment and I will find, well, what is the cause of this? And almost invariably, I find we don't know the cause. I see that almost 100% of the time. And I looked up one on schizophrenia, and here's what WebMD says. It says, if you know someone with schizophrenia, you probably want to know why they have it. That is, what's the cause? The truth is, doctors don't know what causes this mental illness, WebMD.com. Well, okay, let me get back here to where I'm going. Now, I'm going to point out to you a likely cause. And I have right here a letter from someone who is asking me about this sort of thing. Let me read the first paragraph to you, and then I'll talk about other things going on in here to give you a good picture. This person we'll call Andy because, a little privacy involved here. It says, Dear Gary, I'm writing this message to help my schizophrenic aunt. We took her to so many doctors and tried so many medicines, but none of these were effective for long-term treatment, and none helped her to have a normal life again or feeling even a little better. And the disorder just got worse after stopping or changing medications for medical issues. Well, okay. So, unless there's something I don't know, the medical profession aims at the symptoms. They have some medications to help with, some of the symptoms going on and so forth, but it's not cause. So what's the cause? Well, I find almost invariably, if we can find a emotional, traumatic thing somewhere in their past, or things, it could be more than one, in someone's past, that points to something that is now a cause. Now, in conventional psychotherapy, this kind of cause, this kind of effort at resolving it doesn't go very far. I've yet to see a doctor or anybody say, go do this, or say anything other than, well, just go to a psychotherapist or a psychologist or a psychiatrist or something like that. They don't know what to do about it themselves, and neither, as far as I know, do most psychiatrists, psychologists, etc. They can be very helpful, yes, but do they get to cause? Now, in this case, we have a clue to what the cause is. Let me read this for you. He was talking about his aunt until such time as something happens is my grandfather, which would be the aunt's father, passed away 25 years ago. And after the funeral, signs of depression started to show up. Now, that's a clue to us. Signs of depression. There's something about the father, in this case, passing away, dying, that now brings about depression. We'll get to that in a moment, but let me go on here. And then, after some time, it turns to schizophrenia. And before this disorder, she was so beautiful, but using the medications made her fat and took the beauty from her. And it also goes on to say that it really didn't do much for the actual schizophrenia. Well, let's go take a look at that. Just that. Now, do we know for sure that the father passing away is the cause, or her response to the father passing away is the cause? No, but I've seen over and over and over again, traumatic things like that can set off things that bring about ailments of every kind you can imagine, including schizophrenia, but also, cancer, multiple sclerosis, all kinds of, thousands of medical or physical ailments, anxieties, panic attacks, and phobias, and the like. If we want to get to cause. Now, since we really don't know if this is actually the cause, there may be other emotional events that are contributing here. We don't know until we start getting into it. And while this video is an intro type video, you'll find ways to get even more if you wish it, with the essential links that are down below here. I have an intro ebook on all of this. I have some advanced training. I have some, free newsletter and support for this kind of thing, and so on. So you can go there. So what would a cause be? Well, okay, let's just imagine something for the moment. Here is a woman, just like all of us, who, as one of her major needs in this world, is love. Now, I'm going to speculate here that her father was a major source of love for her. Now, we don't know the whole background. Maybe mother wasn't much there. Maybe mother didn't know how to give love. Other family members, maybe not. We don't know. But father was very likely a source of love. Otherwise, when father passes away, why would she start into depression? We get the big clue, lack of love here. Oh, something's wrong. Maybe I'm not lovable. And, it's a cascade of things that can occur. So one of the things we do well with EFT and optimal EFT, our spiritually oriented, high-end refinement, is to go back to specific events like the grandfather passing away. And going back to crescendo moments. Oh, she first learns of it. She sees something. She sees the funeral. She sees something in the casket. Somebody says something. She's reminded of things. And all of these are contributing to the trauma. We could take each one of those, we call them specific events, and we can knock those down. We can take the sting out of those like they were a walk around the park. Right? Done properly, that sting leaves. And to the extent it's a cause of the schizophrenia, what happens to the schizophrenia? Or any other ailment that may come up? You take care of the cause. And okay. Now, something else that I've seen over time that I suspect happens here is that all of us have our own issues with dealing with this world around us. We have our resentments, we have our angers, we have our fears, we have our griefs, guilts, and so on. And for some people, they can get pretty heavy and hard to deal with. And wouldn't it be nice to have an escape from some of those things, to develop some kind of ailment where now people have to take care of you? You got to sit in a wheelchair, or you've got schizophrenic type personalities. That's an escape. It's an excuse, and I'm not criticizing here. It's just what people often do in circumstances like this. We find a way out. But once that cause is taken care of, once all this emotional turmoil is put to rest, and there's peace there instead of this turmoil, and the need to escape has somehow or other walked out the back door. Okay, and you have no more cause for schizophrenia or any other ailment. Where did it go? Okay. No cause, no ailment. Right. So while I realize that some listeners here really don't have the skills or background or training in this process to get this job done, I'll emphasize again our essential links below. What I wanted to do here was to give you a good insight into all of this, so you could at least get started and know that there's something else, another approach, other than just the medical approach. So with that in mind, thank you for listening in.